Let's hit the field.
It is Friday, July 11th, and the Yankees were taking on the Cubs in Game 1 of a weekend 3-game series, and Cody Bellinger was out for revenge against the team that traded him, and Aaron Judge flashing the leather. My recap and your reactions, plus we got Terrence Cam here to talk State of the Yanks. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. So the victory hat doesn't fit over the headphones, so tonight we're rocking the victory shades. We got TK with the shades. I'm rocking my aviators. TK, how you doing tonight, my man?
Doing well. That was a great win. Seems like the Yankees have maybe busted out of it. We'll talk about it. Maybe.
And you may have been there. You may have been their good luck charm. We'll touch on that in a bit. But revenge night for Cody Bellinger on his former team. He had 3 home runs tonight and 6 RBIs. He almost had 4 home runs. Tucker made an awesome play to steal one. What would have been his 3rd home run. I think I would want to fight it. I think I would want to fight Tucker after the game if he did that to me. I think I would be like waiting for him in the parking lot. Come on, man. That's just mean. That's just mean.
Yeah, I mean, in a laugher like that too, and O'Neill had brought it up that it's actually harder statistically to have a 4 home run game than a perfect game. There have been less 4 home run games, so that was history that just got robbed. I'm not gonna dismiss a 3 homer game. I mean, the guy played great, obviously the Bellinger game, but still, I think it's like you can only laugh about that. I'm sure they're gonna ask him about that in the press conference. There you go.
Someone said I'm going to jinx it, so I'm going to wear it just for a moment, just to make sure. I'm going to get it all over my head, just like your mom.
Get the juju, going, man.
Yeah. All right. So, Aaron Judge, some of the best defense that I have seen. We had some calls about that. Let's start with Brian real quick.
Just wanted to say real quick, that has to be one of the best defensive performances, full game log that I've seen from an outfielder in a long time. That was really impressive.
Judge, not only with stealing the home run, made a diving catch on the next play, and then that play to save Rodon down the line there late in the game. Unbelievable game from the Judge, TK.
Yeah, dude, that's great. And I'll just say this, and then I'll leave it in bed, but Juan Soto doesn't make those plays. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. So, honestly, having Judge back in right this season is really
way better.
I think paid off, and working out and having Bellinger in center. They're much better defensively in the outfield this season. I know Dominguez took him a little time to come around, but being able to kind of mix in Grisham and sliding Bellinger over to left, I think Bellinger is really the key of like how versatile he's been with playing all 3 outfield positions, playing a little bit of first, but much better.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
All right, well, let's just go through the key takeaways tonight, since this was kind of a rout and we don't need to really do the play-by-play. I mean, Dominguez had a multi-hit game. He had hits from both sides of the plate tonight, hit one hard from the right side of the plate. Peraza had a multi-hit game. Goldschmidt heating back up. He had 3 hits. Rice had a good game, multi-hit game in the DH spot. And Stanton, who's been heating up, got the night off, which surprised me. I think he'll be in there tomorrow. And then Carlos Rodon, I mean, one of the best starts we've seen him have as a Yankee. We'll spotlight him in just a minute, so I don't want to go too deep on him, but 8 shutout innings with 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. But the story of the night was Mr. Cody Bellinger. 3 home runs, 16-game hitting streak. TK, at this point, do you think he opts out? Do you think he's going to opt out at the end of the season, or do you think they're going to try and bring him back?
It's tough to say. I mean, he has a $25 million player option for 2026, which, if you think about it, he's got like 16 home runs now, I think, after this game. And so he probably ends the season with, what do you think, Derek? 30? I think 30 is probably a pretty good number to say. 25 at least.
I'm going to say 25. 25 would be, I would bet, closer to 25.
Okay, so let's say he hits like 280 with 25 home runs with really good defense. Then, yeah, I think he probably doesn't pick up the option and becomes a free agent. Now, I think that from what I can tell, and I'm not in the clubhouse, but just like outside looking in, I think he's really enjoyed his time as being a Yankee. I think that the whole, like, his dad was a Yankee. He thinks that's probably pretty cool, and he's fit in really well. So I hope that, he prefers to stay, but it'll be up to what the front office decides to do. Kyle Tucker is probably also going to be a free agent, so I think that they're probably going to take a swing at him, and if they miss on that, they could always go back to Bellinger. But having said that, Goldschmidt's going to be a free agent. Bellinger can
Yeah.
play first base, so it's not like you can't sign them both if Goldschmidt ends up leaving, which he probably will. He's going to be 38 years old.
And then Rice, I mean, I think Rice, if they do bring back Belly and decide to play him at first base, I think Rice in the offseason could maybe learn third base. I think that's something that you can do you can't do it during the middle of the season, but you can definitely do it during the offseason, especially coming from first base. It's a corner infield spot. It's just angled a little bit differently. And as far as making throws, I mean, he was a catcher. He's got a strong arm. We've seen it. I think he'd be fine over there. He's just got to get used to it, learn the different positioning and things like that. But yeah, Goldie had a good night. And the Yankees have won now, what, five straight?
5 in a row.
Wow, winning.
And TK, we have to make it official.
Game over. Yankees win.
All right, TK, so I gave you Emperor-like powers tonight. And doing the Belt Award on a night tonight, I mean, you would think it would typically be easy. Guy hits 3 home runs, but we also had 8 shutout innings from Carlos Rodon, who we'll talk about in just a second, and we had Judge flashing the leather all night. I think you take him out of it because he didn't have any hits, but when it comes down to these two gentlemen, which way did you go?
I know you hate it when I do this, but we went Cobelts because you can't pick one of them, man. You had to do it.
Cobelts. All right. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. But I am using my executive powers granted to me by the Constitution of Pinstripe Territory to award a full belt each rather than a half belt each, just to keep it fair. This is one of the best games that we've seen Rodon pitch, and Cody Bellinger stealing the thunder tonight with his power. So let's talk about Carlos. I wanted to give him his own section here. 2025 All-Star. Yeah, I can't see shit, man. I'm taking the sunglasses off.
We'll get a little serious now.
There was this movie called Hannibal. It was a sequel to Silence of the Lambs, and there's a scene where this guy Cordell, he's like, or no, I forget what his name is. The guy who's he's like all mangled, and he bought the mask because he's a rich guy, so he bought Hannibal Lecter's mask, and he's just like wearing it, and then like halfway through the movie, he's like, "Take this thing off, I can't breathe," on this thing. And that's just how I felt. I can't see. So 2025 All-Star tonight. I mean, he was about as efficient as we've ever seen him pitch, but he still threw 109 pitches. The last, I guess, couple innings were a struggle in terms of pitches. I was shocked that Boone left him in when he came out there with 7 2/3 runners on the corner. He's at like 106 pitches, and Rodon talked him into it. He talked him into staying in the game, which I didn't think was possible this day and age. And you know what? He got a soft fly ball and a phenomenal play by Aaron Judge to reel it in, and 8 shutout innings. He is now 10-6 with a 3.08 ERA, topped out at 97, even on the radar today. So the velocity was up a tick or two. 119 2/3 innings, 135 strikeouts. Whip is exactly 1.00. TK, what are your thoughts on Rodon not only tonight but this whole year?
I will just say real quick also, when Boone came out and left him in, that was electric, man. And obviously I think that it has a lot to do with the circumstance of the game. Like if it was like a one run game, he probably would have taken him out there. But since it was a laugher, they were like going to leave him in there. But electric, and I do really like that from Boone, like showing him a little confidence there. But overall, this is the guy they signed. Bottom line, this is the guy they signed. So first year, obviously, pretty much hurt. Then he didn't really pitch well. So year 2, and then the contract is looking like it's going to be a really ugly one. And then there's that start in Anaheim. He blows a kiss to the crowd, and then it's really not looking great. But dude, this year, man, especially with Cole going down with Tommy John surgery, he's really, really stepped up. Max Fried and Carlos Rodon are like probably the best 1-2 in the American League. I know Tarek Skubal and who do they got? Jackson Jobe over there, or Jack Flaherty. I mean, they're good, but it's more of a Skubal thing over there. as far as like overall, I think it's the best 1-2 in the American League, maybe in Major League Baseball. But he has been just huge, man, huge.
Unbelievable.
And makes you really kind of excited. I know
Yeah.
pitching is fragile and it gets hurt a lot, but Luis Heel coming back. You're hoping Cole can come back next year. You're looking like a little bit of a
Well,
monster there.
I'm not worried about next year yet, but I am very excited about Luis Heel coming back because he
Yeah,
hasn't thrown. And it wasn't like he had Tommy John surgery or something. He had like a pulled muscle, and they're
yeah.
just kind of easing him back in. I tell you what, if we get him back at full strength, it changes things for sure. Let's talk about the state of the Yanks here. So there's a lot of things kind of happening around the team here this week. First, I want to start off with you were at the game that may have busted this slump. Since you
Yeah.
went to the game last Sunday, the Yankees have not lost, so maybe you were their good luck charm. You were there for the Cody Bellinger catch and throw, which was one of the best plays I've ever seen on TV. Tell me what it
Yeah.
was like in person. Did you think he had any chance to catch it? What was the throw like? Were people surprised he made that play? And do you think it maybe was the turning point that sparks this team's turnaround?
Honestly, I think it is kind of looking like the turning point right now. But yeah, I had the pleasure of having really, really nice seats. I was like in the first row behind the Mets dugout, so I had a pretty nice angle on it. And yeah, so Soto hits the line drive, and I'm kind of watching it, and it looks like it's going to drop in front of him, like he's not going to get to it, but he just kind of turns on the jets, and he's like, "No, I'm going to try to make the play." Just kind of lay out for it, makes the play, and then throws an absolute missile to first to get Lindor. Because I think Lindor, when he was between bases, was like looking at it and he was thinking that it's going to get past Bellinger and he's scoring on that play. But I'm telling you, man, like like from the angle, like being behind the dugout so close, just seeing Bellinger make that throw, I was like, that was a rope. Dude, it was really just like impressive to it honestly looked like a line drive, like off like a batted ball out of his
Yeah.
hand. But yeah, unbelievable play. And everyone kind of keeps going back to that because the Yankees have played so much better. And think about like also if he doesn't make that play, then you're still in the slump. It's like they score and then you probably lose that game. And then you got swept by the Mets. And it's like, then it's really falling apart. But really nice play to make. Turning point in the season, definitely. And it's good right before the All-Star break. So you're like feeling good going into the break too.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the best plays I've seen any outfielder make. I want to know the exit, or sorry, not the exit velocity, the throw velocity on that play by Bellinger. I didn't see it anywhere. If somebody has access to that, let me know. But I would love to know how hard he threw that ball. Volpe continues to struggle a little bit. We'll talk about him. We've had a lot of calls about like maybe sending him down to AAA. I don't think that there's an adequate replacement. And he did have a double tonight, but I mean, you're not going to fail every single time. But he's hitting 215. You went off on him last time when the Yankees were still in the middle of their slump. You went full like rage mode.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten much better since then. Do you think there is a point? I mean, over the last, I guess, like 20 or 30 games, he's hitting like 115. At some point, do you have to send him down and just do something else?
I don't know, man. I just think they don't because who's going to, like you said, who's going to replace him? Peraza? Then who's going to play third? Like, I just don't really think that there is a avenue to have a replacement player to play short. I guess Jazz Chisholm played shortstop in Miami when he first came up.
We're
But I
not
don't
going to
want to
move him
move him
again.
around.
Right,
Exactly. Like,
right.
I don't want to move him around. He's good at second. He's a second baseman. He should stay there. So
Yeah.
I don't really see an alternative. Unfortunately, I think they just kind of have to ride it. I think
Hit him
the
ninth.
Volpe situation
Just hit
will
him
get
ninth and
addressed.
forget about him. Yeah, hit him ninth and forget
Yeah.
about him.
It'll get addressed in the offseason if they do something. That's kind of how I feel about Volpe right now.
Yeah, hit him ninth. And, I mean, with the bottom third of this order tonight was crazy. We had Escara, Volpe, and Peraza, who none of them are hitting at all. They combined for 4 hits. They all contributed, so good night for those guys. What'd you think of Cam Schlittler? I was super impressed by him. I mean, he has a cannon for an arm, 100 miles an hour. He looked comfortable. He looked confident. The slider was 94. I worry about guys whose stuff is that good and potential injuries, but he's young enough that, maybe we'll get a few more years out of him before he inevitably has some kind of an injury, it seems. But, man, he looked fantastic.
That's just kind of the name of the game. And I just want to point out here, Elvis Torres, Belly's throw was 89.9 miles an hour. So
Hey, that's pretty good.
pretty good. Yeah, almost 90 there. But yeah, Schlittler, I liked him a lot in the minor leagues. I liked him in spring training, but I thought he looked fantastic. Like you said, I texted you Tyler Glass now. He reminds me of
Yeah.
Tyler Glass now so much. Just the body type. They're both really tall. They wear the same number. The stuff as well. Hard slider. Really hard fastball at the top of the zone there. I just kind of think he just needs to develop like one more pitch to kind of take that next step. To a pitch that'll like break away from lefties, and that's like an off-season winter thing that they'll work on. I'm sure. Like they'll make him throw like a kick change. That's like the new thing now. But they just got to find that. But yeah, I loved it. The one thing that is like the thing that concerns me the most, Eric, is like that was almost like his audition for the trade deadline. Well, look at this young arm we got.
No,
you know what I mean? I do not want him to get moved. I really do want to see him kind of step into that role for Schmidt in the rotation.
Nico says Cole 2.0. We're always like anointing a young player like the second version of somebody. Let him be himself, right? Jones isn't Judge 2.0. Volpe isn't Jeter 2.0. They're their own guys. Let's talk about Spencer Jones, though, while we're on it. TK, we talked about dealing him. And since then, he has been on an absolute heater. At AAA, first of all, he had a home run tonight. But at AAA, he's hitting .386. He's dropped his strikeout rate significantly, just 15 strikeouts in 44 at-bats. So, it's down. It's a little less than a third, or a little bit more than a third, but it was in the 40s for a while this season. So still striking out, but the power has been insane. He went oppo tonight. He's got 21 home runs now. He's got 16 stolen bases. The on-base percentage is now over 400. Are we about to eat crow? Are we about to look stupid when they call him up and he goes Shane Spencer on us?
I don't know. It's tough to say because he is really playing well, and maybe he's kind of started to put it together and he's cut down on the strikeouts. But man, it's tough. You could argue sell high. You could argue that he's at peak value right now. He's knocking on the door to getting in the show. He's 24 years old, so it's kind of like now or never, right? And he's literally just performing so well in AAA. It's funny, too, because it's like they called him up to AAA, and he's gotten better than he was in AA, and usually like the opposite happens.
Dominguez did the same thing. If you remember, when he was in AA, he was kind of like a 250 hitter. They called him up to AAA, and he went crazy. And then they called him up to the majors, and he went even more crazy before he got hurt. But that was just absolutely nuts. I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they traded him, but I think that this little hot streak has done one of two things. It's either increased his value in a trade, and made it more likely for them to trade him, or it's made them think, maybe we should wait a little bit longer on this former first-round draft pick. Maybe he will be like another Aaron Judge power-wise. Judge didn't even hit home runs at this rate in the minor leagues that he is, right? I mean, it wasn't until he really got to the major leagues that he became that big-time home run hitter. Really, it was 2017. So, just keep an eye on it, guys. He's 24 years old, so he's, at the point where it's do or die, basically, as a prospect. We got one more super chat here from Brian Bashman. Says, if you check out everything that Spencer Jones has gone through where he is, you would not want to trade him. Kid has hearts. All right. Well, I guess we'll see if it works out. Quick word from our friends at Harry's, and then back to take some final comments and maybe one or two voicemails. In baseball, as in life, it's all about having that extra edge. That little extra half second on your swing, the late break on a slider, or the grit to outlast your opponent on a hot afternoon. Same goes for shaving. Harry's gives you the edge where it counts. I tried the $8 trial set, and honestly, it's like the ace of my bathroom rotation, baby. The handle's weighted just right, the razor is smooth, and the foaming shave gel lathers better than anything I could have used before. I keep my beard tight around the jawline, clean edges, no irritation. Harry's handles it with ease. Even the packaging is big league, and their body wash, I got the redwood scent. I smell fantastic. It's like a fresh cut field. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's razors. Normally their trial set is $10, but right now you can get it for $8 at harrys.com/stripe. That's harrys.com/stripe for your $8 trial set. All right. Check out Harry's. Thanks to Harry's for sponsoring tonight. 99 Problems says, Judge is him. Best player in baseball. He might be the best player I've ever seen. And I saw Barry Bonds. I saw Ken Griffey Jr. I saw Ichiro. Ichiro really comes to mind in his prime as like one of the most complete players I've ever seen. Just the contact, the speed, the defense, the arm. Didn't have a ton of power, but he would hit the occasional home run. Griffey, he was so smooth. Bonds, I mean, I don't even know if I think about how great he was, but also steroids, and that ruins it for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, Judge, he's just naturally gigantor, unbelievable defender, unbelievable hitter, great throwing arm, good guy. I think he might be the best. I think he might be the GOAT.
He is the best player I've ever watched, for sure, in my lifetime, and I think probably will be in my lifetime. Look, everyone's going to go back to what is he going to do in October? What is he going to do in the playoffs? I think it's going to come. All right, I think he will come through. He just hasn't at this point. It's funny though, because like to start his Yankee career, like in 2017 and 2018, he actually did play pretty well in the playoffs. It just wasn't until like the last couple of years. So I really think he'll come around. It's just kind of the narrative, and obviously dropping the fly ball in center and in the World Series is not a good look. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
But the guy, like, appreciate whenever I watch him play, dude. I'm like, we are witnessing greatness, history. It's anytime you watch any great athlete, you watch Lionel Messi play soccer or LeBron James play basketball. I didn't get to see Jordan play, but like, anybody like that, or, Tom Brady play football. It's the same thing, man. It's greatness. It's just
Yeah, I mean, I watched Tiger Woods win that first Masters. I was at my grandmother's house, and it was like a Sunday afternoon, and he was just completely dominating. I did see Michael Jordan in his prime, in 96 through 99. I saw him in like 91, 92. I was probably too young to really appreciate it. He was just kind of taking over the universe. I mean, there was Michael Jordan stuff everywhere, but I really appreciated him in that last season. He was unbelievable. Seeing LeBron at the height of his powers was crazy, and now getting to watch Judge every day. I mean, it's just a special time to be a sports fan. We got a call here from Simon.
Hi, Derek. It's Simon from New Haven, Connecticut. The message I want to have played on the air is, what a great game tonight. Cody Bellinger, I'm telling you, he's unstoppable, along with my gift from God making some spectacular plays in the field. Derek, I wanted to ask you, do you think that Brian Cashman would consider trading a couple of those secondary players, maybe to get a third baseman, like maybe Peraza or Cabrera? I mean, I know Cabrera is hurt, but he has some pop in his bat, and Peraza, he couldn't lay down a bunt yesterday. And Vivas we just basically got for a glove man.
I don't think that any of those guys will get you anything better than those guys, right? And so, especially not Cabrera, his career might never be the same. Guys can get traded when they're hurt. We saw it happen with Dustin Fowler, I believe, after he came up and injured himself. I think he was part of the Sonny Gray deal. I mean, it happens, but I don't think they're going to trade Cabrera. I think they're pulling for Cabrera to just be around the team and be like, a nice positive influence and things like that. But I do think they're going to try and get a third baseman. Now, it's interesting that Peraza has been playing so well the last couple of nights. Obviously a couple hits tonight, been playing great D. But I still think Eugenio Suarez is the guy. And I'm going to throw something at you here, TK. Suarez with either Kelly or Gowan, and Shelby Miller, their closer. So that way you solve 3 holes from one team. And if they want to throw in the pool, we can put that out in the bullpen too.
I actually just saw this pop up on NJ.com. An article came out and say one person with knowledge of the Diamondbacks deadline strategy told NJ Advanced Media that Arizona would covet a top-ranked prospect like right-hander Cam Schlittler or outfielder Spencer Jones in a potential Suarez swap. So it sounds like if you're getting Eugenio Suarez, you're giving up Spencer Jones. I don't think they give up Schlittler because they need the pitching and he's here. But it sounds like you're giving up Spencer Jones if you're going to get Suarez.
Well, I would want something else back too. I mean, the way he's been swinging the bat. I mean, Jones for Suarez to me is not a fair deal. I think
not
that
1-for-1, but he's part of the package.
Yeah, so maybe Jones and like 1 or 2 mid-level guys, but you get Suarez and a pitcher and maybe a relief pitcher too. Like I would want to fill multiple holes if I'm giving up a top pick who's as hot as he is right now.
Yeah. My feeling for it would be Jones and 2 mid-level guys for Suarez and Galen. And I think
someone said that Miller's injured. I didn't know that. Let me see what his injury is.
But I think the Yankees love Zach Galen. And he shoved against the Yankees earlier in the year, too, in the stadium. I think they've liked him for a long time. So I think that it's probably going to be a Suarez and Zach Galen kind of thing, both expiring contracts at the end of the season as well. But that's kind of what I'm feeling from Arizona as well.
Okay, so Shelby Miller actually just got put on the IL, and he had a right forearm strain. He's going to get a second opinion. So, yeah, I mean, I hadn't looked at him this week, so that is definitely a no-go now. You definitely don't want to get somebody who's got that kind of injury. That's Tommy John waiting to happen. So, we'll see. I do think the Yankees are going to be active, and I think they're going to get multiple players, but I don't think there's a huge name out there other than Suarez that they're going to, be in on. I don't think that it's realistic for, for instance, Paul Skeens to get traded. I thought Francesa put it well. Like if they trade Skeens, that's basically saying you're not in the baseball business anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I just don't even think that there is a team in the league that could come up with a package without gutting their entire team or farm system that could even approximate the value of a Paul Skeens right now.
Well, you mentioned Clase. What do you think about him?
Yeah. Emmanuel Clase, and Derek, you know this. I've been a huge fan of his since I've started my career here with you on Pinstripe, but he's had a little bit of a down year this year. He didn't start the year off well, but he's really kind of come back to being Emmanuel Clase in the last month or so, and we tagged him up in the playoffs, but that's a good thing. He doesn't have to face the Yankees anymore if he's on the Yankees. He has an amazing contract. So right now he's under contract for $4.9 million and then $6.4 million next year. And then he has a club option for 10 in 27 and then another club option for 10 in 2028. So that is an amazing valued contract right now for one of the premier arms in the league at the closer spot. And Weaver and Williams are both going to be free agents at the end of this season. So you're almost kind of buying insurance in case you don't re-sign them. I think they'll probably re-sign Weaver and they probably let Williams go. That's kind of my feeling for it. But Emmanuel Clase, I would be so in on that, dude. I would really be about that. And you combine him with the Matt Blake juju, with the cutter,
Yeah.
I really think they could get something there.
And Jose Ramirez, I've seen people suggest Jose Ramirez in the chat. I know that Cleveland's not having a good year, but they wouldn't trade him. He's their franchise player. That'd be like the equivalent to the Yankees trading like a Derek Jeter. It's just not going to happen. He's beloved there. He's the face of the franchise. So, all right, TK, I'm going to go watch the new Dexter show on Showtime tonight. Round out my night with a little Dark Passenger. What do you got planned for the weekend?
I got to go to work tomorrow, which kind of sucks. But I was a fan of Dexter. I like that show. It's a good show. Probably watch a little Brooklyn Nine-Nine tonight. That's kind of what I'm on right now. And
Love that
great
show.
show. Yeah.
All right.
And feeling good after Yankees win.
Well, 5 in a row. One more time. And TK, I think they're going to take this series. I think they're taking at least 2 out of 3. I would love to see them win out into the All-Star break and turn that frown upside down that we had for basically a month. And that would be 7 straight wins and then a week off, which would be fun to basically soak in. Not a week, but basically a week, a work week.
2 days.
And that would be fun to soak in. But TK, good luck to you this weekend, and we'll see you next week, Friday night. Yankees back in action. We'll have TK back on the show. I'll be back tomorrow after the game. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop, and check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.